The NFL bringing in the Bucks, the league reporting a record $11 billion in revenue for 2021. That's according to data from Sportico. It wasn't just the league as a whole, but individual teams also seeing record income last season. Yahoo Finance's Josh Schafer here to break it down for us. It's a pot that gets divided up, right? How does that work?
Yeah, exactly, Brian. So what the NFL does here is this big $11 billion number just gets divided by 32. So we're talking $345 million to every team, from a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars that aren't very good every year to teams.
That doesn't seem fair.
That's an easy one to pick on, right?
Yeah.
To teams like the New England Patriots, the Green Bay Packers, the Kansas City Chiefs, those kind of teams that we continuously see in the playoffs, they're also getting that $345 million. And we're going to stick on the Packers here because the Packers have those shares that are publicly traded and they have that earnings report that comes out, so we can sort of glean a little bit more from that. And so what this really means is it's about 60% of what teams make. It's at least 60% normally of what the Packers make. So it's actually going to be, there's usually another 40% that comes in, and we'll have that full Packers report probably in the next couple of weeks. But when that comes into effect, you'll see sort of where the NFL is as a whole, and it's up 12% year over year. And it's up and it's growing, and I think that's really kind of the biggest takeaway. 12%, Brian, more than inflation, we should note as well.
Yeah, you knew there was going to be an inflation
bust,
tie right there. How much of this is, tied directly to ratings? I mean, what's the big driver here?
Yeah, I think the big drivers are normally ticket sales, right? When you look at, well, I guess ticket sales would be more local. So when we look at this, it's the media rights deals. It's the deals that are now only getting bigger. When you talk about Amazon's going to be paying $1 billion for the deals coming up this year for Thursday Night Football. And so that's one of the big drivers. And the other things you point out are league sponsorships. All that crypto money that came in helped out the NFL, right? Will it be there this year? We're not sure.
But, not so sure, yeah.
Right, but the big sponsorships, and we know Pepsi getting out of the Super Bowl, because that's so expensive now, that's going back to the teams. And so that's where we're seeing those numbers come from.
I want to shift gears now to the NBA because we saw revenue going up year over year over year for the NFL. Is the same story happening with basketball?
It is. And for a while, it wasn't happening with the NBA, which I think is the most interesting part, right? So they were sort of hit harder. You can see it there, up 12%, breaching $10 billion for the first time ever, per Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner. And really the biggest story there is the NBA and the NHL were hit so much harder by COVID. You had indoor games, indoor stadiums. We're showing video behind us now with all those fans that were at the NBA Finals this year. They haven't had full stadiums for a while. So the NBA finally gets back to that, and then we've been talking about free agency a lot on this show. Now the salary cap's up, and players are getting record contracts because the salary cap went up about 11% too.
Except Kevin Durant. Not yet.
Someone else will pay him. The Nets won't pay him, right?
I could tell.
I thought we
I want to talk about.
This was not a subject that we were able to talk about.
And I just thought, I'm going to just throw it in there.
Now my weekend's ruined. The weekend hasn't even started yet,
Nothing
and my
has
weekend
changed
is
for
ruined.
the Nets. Nothing has changed for the Nets.
It's Friday. It could be a good day for a Friday news dump. News dump.
Your team lost in the finals, and your team's going nowhere with Russell Westbrook
My
next
team
year. So
didn't make the playoffs. Just be clear.
So, okay, we can all commiserate then on that front. There we go.